You know all the classic Halloween ghost stories, right? The ones told around a campfire, the ones that have been passed down for generations. But what if I told you the most haunting story is one you've never ever heard before? A story that wasn't passed down because no one who heard it was ever the same again. Tonight, I'm not just telling you a story. I'm telling you the story. The one that's whispered in the shadows. The one that makes the floorboards creak and the autumn wind sound like a scream. So dim the lights, get comfortable, and prepare for a tale that will stick with you long after the trick-or-treaters have gone home. Actually, before we dive into the darkness, let's lighten the mood just a tiny bit. I want to know, what's the shortest, spookiest story you know? Drop it in the comments. Maybe something like, the last person on Earth sat in a room. There was a knock on the door. Okay, ready? Let's begin. The story is about a man named Alistair, a renowned clockmaker who lived in a town that absolutely worshipped Halloween. Every year, the town held a contest for the most elaborate jack-o'-lantern, but Alistair never participated. He stayed inside his dusty shop, filled with the constant, maddening ticking of hundreds of clocks. One year, a group of kids, dared by their friends, decided to sneak a pumpkin onto his doorstep. A prank. It was a simple, goofy-grinned pumpkin. The next morning, it was gone. But in its place sat a new pumpkin, carved with such intricate, horrifying detail it looked almost alive. Its carved face was a perfect screaming replica of the boy who had led the prank. The town was amazed, calling it the greatest carving they'd ever seen. Alistair had finally joined the festivities, but the boy was never seen again. The most chilling part? The next year, Alistair carved another pumpkin, this time with the face of a town council member who had publicly mocked him. She vanished without a trace. It became his horrifying tradition. One person, one pumpkin, one disappearance every single Halloween. The town, once celebratory, grew to fear the holiday, knowing one of them would be chosen. They called him the Pumpkin Piper. So here's where I need you. What do you think the townsfolk should do? Do they confront him? Do they run? Or do they try to beat him at his own game? Let me know your plan in the comments below. I've heard some pretty wild theories about this one, but maybe you'll figure it out. On the 10th year, the town decided they'd had enough. They gathered a mob with torches and pitchforks and marched to Alistair's clock shop on Halloween night. They smashed the door down, ready to end his reign of terror. But the shop was empty. The hundreds of clocks had all stopped, all except one, a grandfather clock in the center of the room. And sitting on top of it was a small, perfectly carved pumpkin. Its face was a miniature, terrified replica of Alistair himself. In the end, Alistair wasn't just carving pumpkins, he was carving souls, trapping them in his terrifying creations until his own dark magic eventually consumed him. The story serves as a chilling reminder that some traditions are born from dark